Hi gorgeous! Today we are creating a rich ruby red pink transformation with a soft violet undertone on my beautiful client. Before we get started, I want to share a little bit about the consultation process because I truly believe it's one of the most important part of creating a successful hair color. My client works as engineering during the week, but she also a dancer and has performance coming up in about 2 weeks. So when clients bring me inspiration photo, I don't just ask about what color they wanted. I also ask about their lifestyle, maintenance routine, work environment, upcoming event, and how they want the color to look not only today, but also several weeks from now. Those details help me customize a color plan specifically for them. My client Elizabeth is actually very aware of color maintenance and try not to washing her hair more than is necessary. However, because she balances both engineering work and dancing, there may be time when she lifestyle require more frequent washing. That's why we plan today's color not only for how it looks today, but also how it will look several weeks from now. She wanted the color to gradually become brighter and pinkier by the time of her performance. So instead of starting with a very bright pink today, we intentionally choose a deeper ruby red pink with a soft violet undertone. This allows the color to fade beautifully while still maintains richness and vibrancy. So one thing I always tell my client is that great hair color isn't just about today's result, it's also about predicting how the color will look after 5 shampoos, 10 shampoos, and several weeks of real life. For a vivid color especially, I always think about the fade before I think about the final formula. Today we are doing a bleach retouch using Wella blender mix with a 20 volume developer. Since I'm applying bleach directly onto the scalp, I personally prefer working with a 20 volume or lower whenever possible. It gives me a more controlled lift while helping maintain scalp comfort throughout the process. One thing many people don't realize is that bleach retouching requires both speed and precision. The goal is to work quickly while staying extremely accurate. After processing for about 45 minutes with a heat, take a look at her lift. Most hair lifted beautifully, but I could still see some warmth remain in the crown area. The crown was sitting around a level 6.5 to 7, while the rest of the hair had lifted much more evenly. To be honest, this is probably the part that gives many hairstylists hate this part and a little bit of anxiety. Lots of stylists actually prefer doing a full bleach application or highlight over bleach retouch. Why? Because the first bleach application is usually the easier part. The real challenge begins when you need to go back and do a second bleach application in the specific area, like this. At this stage, precision becomes absolutely critical. One thing I'm paying very close attention to is avoiding any overlapping onto the previously bleachy hair. The hair that has already been lightening is much more fragile and has already done most of the work. So if the bleach is repeatedly applied onto those same sections, they can become lighter than the surrounding the hair and create an uneven foundation too. This is one of the reasons why bleach retouch service requires so much attention to detail. Okay? After second application, we finally achieve much cleaner and more even foundation, which means it's time for the fun part, the color application. Before we move on to direct dye application, I'm applying Olaplex number 2, actually mixing Olaplex number 2 for a little extra hair care. For direct dyes, I prefer the hair to be about 70 to 90% dry before applying the color. Since we needed some drying time anyway, I like using this opportunity to give the hair additionally treatment and little bit extra support after the bleaching process. Okay? Oh my god, the color already looks so good when I mix it. So once the hair is mostly dry, we will be ready for the fun part, the color application. I totally forgot to mixing black because she want to transition color from the really like dark red pink transition nicely like her hair ends. So I need to mix it black. I know it's really easy to messy. So this color will be ends. So black like my natural color. And this one is I put a lot of mixing different color, but let me show you not just red, a little bit of violet undertone red. So the color gonna be fade out to the pink. Okay, we're gonna apply. Just we can do it ends later. So before application the color, I divide into the clean section to ensure even saturation. This becomes especially important when working with the vivid color on thick hair. Because the hair is so thick, so I'm paying extra attention to saturations. I want to make sure the product is distributed evenly and fully penetrate every section of the hair. If the color isn't fully saturated, some area may fade differently or appear uneven. For today's formula, we create a rich ruby red pink with a soft violet undertone. I absolutely love these combinations because it feels bold, vibrant, and artistic while still fading beautifully over time. My clients also wanted to keep some black dimension through the ends of her hair. Because of that, I will be applying 2 different direct dye during today's service. I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you how I apply multiple fashion color while keeping everything clean and controlled. When working with a black direct dye, precision is extremely important. Even small amount of black color accidentally touching the pink section can create unwanted dark spot throughout the hair. I'm super scared to think about it even. And trust me, black direct dye has a mind of sit on sometimes. If it gets onto the pink section, you will start seeing little black spot everywhere. That's why I always take extra precaution when applying dark fashion color. I prefer to applying the pink first and then applying the black color separately on the ends. To keep the color isolated from each other, I'm using a foil to create clean barrier between the 2 shades. This really helps prevent the color transfer and keep the final visual looking crispy and intentional. When working with the multiple direct dyes, clean sectioning and careful application make all the difference. Alright? Be careful. So actually my assistants to help me to apply this much the red hair. So now I'm gonna blend in this area. The black, the red is really naturally. Okay. And let's talk about it. You apply like that. So let's slowly. From bottom to the up. So remove the threads that remain feather. This part and then this part going down, down, down. Yes, that's it. We almost finished applying the ruby red and black color. Now we will let everything process under the heat for about 30 to 45 minutes. Because her hair is so thick, I want to give the color plenty of the time to fully saturate and develop evenly. At this point, all the hard work is done. Now we just sit back and let the color process and hope for the beautiful result.
Okay, so I just finished application on my clients. I'm waiting for her process right now. So it was crazy and messy when I'm mixing colors, especially direct dye. So I just want to show that and explain a little bit and showing what kind of color I mixed it for her hair color. So her hair color goal was like ruby red with a little bit of violet undertone. So I mixed it her main color first base from purple and then red 2:1 ratio to make it a little hot pink. And then I add extra pigment for a pinkish tone to Joico pink and hot pink 1:1 ratio together. And it's too red, obviously. So I just want to add a little bit of light purple. And this is pretty dark, you know. So light purple also make it her hair color really red too, kind of burgundy. So I just want to make a little bit of tones up, lighter tone. So I'm mixing with a lilac, kind of silver purple with a light purple together, 1:1 ratio also. So like ratio 2, 1, 1, 1. Easy, right? So I just want to create like layer of the color so she can see a lot of pigment undertone, and once her hair color fade out too into the really beautiful hot pink. And she also want to transition from the like hot pink, like kind of ruby red towards transition to black color her hair ends. So I'm mixing with a matrix with black hair color her hair ends too. So I'm very excited to see her hair color today. Okay, let's go.
This is how the color looks after processing for about 45 minutes with a heat right before we shampoo. And this is what her hair looked like before today's bleach retouching color transformation with a SoHair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, show me your face. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.